But we can slide on to the next topic here. Let's talk about Ubisoft again. It was GDC this past a couple of days so far, and Ubisoft has been unveiling what we call Neo NPCs, or what they've dubbed Neo NPCs, which is going to be their first player-facing generative AI prototype that could transform the way players interact with non-playable characters in video games and open new frontiers for gameplay that natively integrates generative AI features, which was the quote given to us from an Andy Robinson article in VGC. Again, just a whole news post there. So apparently this is how it's broken down. The NPCs are not created by a machine, but by a writer who will shape the character backstory and conversation style, and then the AI will tweak once the language learning model starts improvising dialogue. So it still has the human base apparently, but the AI is just in to start really generating lines and stuff around the frame of what the writer will make for the AI. And again, they're really pushing to kind of build that NPC relationship, the NPC variety with AI technology. So what are you making of this?
To me, I'm not really super happy about this. I get what they want to do. But my biggest concern is, while yes, there is still a writer writing a prompt for an AI model and maybe like tweaking here and there, I don't think that the problem is just money. The problem is money. This is like a little step, like, no, we still got writers working on it, bro. There's still people working on it. But at the end of the day, the better this gets, the more corners get cut. Like, I can easily, without a shadow of a doubt, see them being like, no, of course we're going to keep people. We're going to keep hiring people. Why would we not hire people? And then later, the writer team gets smaller. The voice actors get less and less. And they're like, no, we still have some people, but, it's just less because we have a smaller budget. We're trying to give the best possible da-da-da-da-da. But the profits don't decrease. The budget gets smaller. The people, the teams get smaller. But the profits continue to grow. That's the shit that is blowing me. It's not about what's happening now, it's what will happen later. If you told me like we're doing this solely for random NPCs in the city, like somebody's just writing prompts for all of them, and then like an AI, so like when you talk to a random civilian that has nothing to do with the story, they have shit to say outside of like great weather we're having. I kind of would be like, okay, I see that. But I don't think that it's just gonna stop there because of greed, because of cutting corners, because of being profitable. Like, it's just not. It's something that I don't think is going to stop. There's going to be a limit to it. There's going to be a boundary. Like, that's my issue with it. Now, if there is no boundary, if they can do this the right way and not hurt people's jobs, then I'm for it. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. I'll flip it. Let me talk about the the fucking veggies of the situation first. Again, the pathway and the slippery slope to abuse something like this and undercut writers and workers and storytellers in game development, it could be very, very easy to do that. And we've been seeing that across tech in general, across entertainment in general. But this is a very serious situation. It can't be taken lightly. Any introduction of AI cannot be taken lightly, in my opinion. It has to be scrutinized at a proper level, because again, if we let some shit go unchecked, thousands of people may lose their jobs, and again, the human element of making certain things goes away, and I do not want that. I will 100% be very wary of it, and I'll be very cognizant of those inclusions in these type of tests, because who knows how much the human element will be undercut in the name of, let's get some profits to get this shit out there, let's see what works. That's not it. But the upside of this, the you know what I'm saying, the meat of this, the protein, the dessert, whatever you want to call it, I like how they've laid out this application. Actually, I actually do appreciate how they've laid out this approach. Again, you keep the writer central to this process by giving the frame of reference to see the origin. Who is this NPC? What are their motives? What are their their quirks and things like that? You give them the agency to work on the character itself, the NPC itself. But then you add in AI to assist. The keyword assist the efforts creatively of the writer and stuff like that, and add in some the reactions, the little things that might fit. And again, as long as you give them give the devs the opportunity to tweak and to rearrange, to optimize what the AI is creating, because I'm pretty sure again they can make something that's pretty cool, but you know what I'm saying, but tweaking it to really be true to what the creators have spawned for the NPC or for the character that's in question, that is paramount. Giving them responsibility, giving them agency, giving them authority over AI's assistance. That's what needs to kind of stay consistent. That's the theme that needs to be, you know what I'm saying, throughout any type of AI inclusion, especially in gaming, especially from a narrative sense. How often can we have control to rein in the influence of AI, you know what I'm saying, and not let it go unchecked, and you know, make sure narrators and creators and storytellers are leading the story, not the AI. That's my biggest thing. But outside of that, it looks really cool. Again, there was like a little demo phase of like different demos, like kind of show off how the AI was going to interact, the NPC was interacting with the AI prompts and stuff like that, kind of dynamically as you introduced, like it was like a heist planning stage mission that kind of showed like, hey, the AI was talking about let's do it this way, but then you provided some feedback to say, hey, why don't we do it this way, and then they responded accordingly. Again, if this helps to create more dynamic interactions with the NPCs in the world that you're you know living in or playing in, and creates more immersion and more organic, closer to life, closer to realistic expectations or close to realistic responses in the world, I like it. But it has to be done with the intention and in the bounds of keeping the narrators and the human element of the creation of these tools like in the center. That needs to be central. That's my only thing. As long as that's there, this is actually cool. And I think something like this could work out. But again, you have to keep the checks and balances to make sure the human element stays central to the creation of these things. That's my only concern. But outside of that, I think it's actually really fucking cool. I do like it.
And it's really difficult for I want to say like the consumer to really sit there and be like, I know that this could be cool for me. I know that this would be a really dope thing to have. But it's something that you have to remember that at the end of the day, while this could be a really cool concept, this could be really cool for us to have NPCs that are super dynamic, you need to understand that the flip side of that will be people cutting corners and going into a position of like being like less what's the word for it? Having less people working on it and having like a small group of people who are money focused making these decisions. And it's like delaying your reward now of like cool AI tech with the hopes that it will keep gaming less and less capitalistic. Because at the end of the day, if we start removing the human elements of it, we're going to be playing AI generated games and it's going to be very formulaic. And I feel like games till this day right now are very formulaic in the way that are approached and made. So imagine an actual computer being like, let's find the most profitable way of doing things instead of let's find innovative, cool ways of doing things. I think it's something to be excited for, but also be wary of, because at the end of the day, the people who are making these decisions, the people who are making the big decisions of like, let's pursue AI, like they're worried about the business, not the gaming. Like it's a gaming business, but they're worried about business.
Yeah. Something to always be wary of, man. Something to always seriously be wary of. But again, I can actually say right now, I'm going to say lowercase w for Ubisoft on this one. This could seriously be something that actually provides a lot of depth and the immersion that people want. Because again, shit could be Starfield AIs. No slight to Starfield, Bethesda and them, but you know what I'm saying? We want to see more. We want to see more depth on that front. So this is good. But again, checks and balances, guys. Checks and balances.